Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for being here. I know there is a lot going on in our everyday lives. So for you to take a few minutes to spend with me in meditation, I just have a lot of appreciation for that. So wherever you are, whether it's seated on the floor or whether you are in a chair, if you are in a chair, I'm going to have you just scooch just a little bit more forward to the edge of your chair. You can keep your eyes open for this first part. We're just going to do a little bit of gentle movement, especially if it's morning and you just rolled out of bed. That was me. Maybe your body's feeling a little stiff or our fascia might be a little bit tighter. So go ahead and just reach those arms all the way up towards the ceiling, and we'll bring the hands back down to heart center. Just taking a nice deep breath in. And you can use an audible exhale here, so you can breathe it out as loud as you need to or want to. We'll just do 2 more of those. Inhaling, exhaling to drop back. There's 1 more right here. Good. Let's go ahead and just take one ear, either one. We're going to do both sides and just gently bring it towards the shoulder. And then find that little half circle, letting the chin drop down and coming back up to the center. Let's just repeat that on the other side. Let the ear come closer to the shoulder, drop the chin down, and bring the head back in between the shoulders. So we're going to take that little neck roll and combine it with a little shoulder shrugging. So if you were in a chair, I'm going to have you just grab the side of the chair and shrug those shoulders up by your ears. And we're creating some tension and resistance here. If you're not seated in a chair, just draw the shoulders up, kind of squish the shoulders up here. Create a little tension as we inhale. On our exhale, let's just let that go and find that half circle through the head and the neck. Go ahead and find that little squishing again. So we're going to draw the shoulders up, find that tightness. Go ahead and release, and let's just take it in the opposite direction. Let's go ahead and do that 2 more times. Find the shoulder shrug. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And take the head and the neck down. And then last one, shrugging those shoulders. Go ahead and release. And bring it back down. Good, so think of grounding down through the feet so that our feet are really a secure point for us. And we're taking a gentle twist here, and you're more than welcome to use your chair for support. So reaching to the back of the chair, I'm taking my left arm to the right knee and just gently find rotation. Notice the spine getting taller here as we're twisting. Come back to the center, the arm that was holding onto the chair, that outside arm, let's just tip over, find a nice side bend. Good, come back to center, nice tall spine, and let's switch and take that to the opposite side. Using the chair for as much resistance as we need to. That opposite hand can come to your thigh or to the chair. And find a little lift up on that floor, so we're growing the spine. Come back to the center, take that outside arm, and find that little side bend. Rooting down through our sits bones, you might find this stretch all the way down through the side body. And come back to center. From here, clasping onto the chair, or maybe just extending arms back. So if there's no chair available, I want you to imagine that you're holding a big beach ball behind you. If you have your chair, ground down through the feet. Let the chest drop forward, opening up here through that thoracic spine. So it should feel like a little bit of a back bend. And go ahead and bring it back in. And let's just take those arms, shake them out. You can swing them forward and back. When I'm teaching this to kids, I like to call it getting your wiggles out. And then when I'm teaching it to adults, I like to call it getting your wiggles out. So it's all the same. And go ahead and just bring yourself back into that nice, comfortable seat. So I wanted to take you guys through one of my favorite breath practices, which is bees breath. And this is a really fun breath because you get to make noise with it. It's really fun to teach to kids as well. But I really like the calming effects of bees breath. It's kind of like white noise, or a way to practice pratyahara, which is our 5th limb in our 8 limbs of yoga, which means we're just withdrawing our senses. So all of the outside distractions that we might have throughout the day, we can kind of get rid of those with bees breath. So I'm going to just show you the breath here, and you can kind of follow along, but as you go through it, you'll be doing it on your own, and then we'll come back together. But you'll take your peace fingers and cover them over your eyes. And you don't have to do this quite yet. And it's not this pressure of pushing down on the eyelids. It's very gentle. The thumbs are going to just cover that little flap on your ears. Don't do that yet either, because you won't be able to hear me. So we're closing off our sight and we're closing off our sound. You'll take a nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're making a humming sound. It's kind of through a pursed lip, as if you were blowing through a straw, or just say you're making that humming sound, and it will sound kind of like bees are in your head, or that little bit of a white noise that can calm and take away other distractions that are going on. So wherever you are, go ahead and gently close those eyes, taking peace fingers across the eyelids. When you're ready, you can cover the ears, and we'll move through 4 cycles of this bee's breath. And then when you are done with your breath, go ahead and just come back, keeping the eyes closed. Hands can rest on the thighs. Deep breath in. And as you find that breath complete, just take a moment to sit with yourself and notice how you feel after that small breath practice. The difference that 4 rounds of breath can make. And as you are entering into this place of quiet and calm, I wanted to share an affirmation with you from one of my favorite authors, Louise Hay. It states, I am willing to begin where I am right now. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. The past has no power over me because I am willing to learn and to change. I see the past as necessary to bring me to where I am today. I am willing to begin where I am right now, to clean the rooms of my mental house. I know it does not matter where I start, so I now begin with the smallest and the easiest rooms. And in that way, I will see results quickly. I am thrilled to be in the middle of this adventure, for I know I will never go through this particular experience again. I am willing to set myself free. All is well in the world. As we sit here and enter into a more meditative state, I wanted to touch on 2 parts of that affirmation. The first being the cleaning out of our mental house. And as I was reading that affirmation, it reminded me of a daily occurrence that happens at my house with my little girl's bedroom. And she is so creative and full of imagination, and she loves to play. And it seems like every night I have to go in her room and say, Zay, you need to clean up your room. And she gets this look, kind of the deer in the headlights look, because it feels overwhelming to her with the mess that's been created. And I'm always more than willing to help her, but I too feel overwhelmed by the amount of things that have gotten out through a 1-day period. And I noticed that I do exactly as that affirmation says, and I start with the easiest things. I look for hair bows and headbands, because I know exactly where those go. And then I find myself shifting and I find Barbie dolls, and I know exactly where those go. And when I can clean up some of those easier things, then I can start to help her focus on something that might be a little bit more detailed and putting away. And that is a simple analogy that is personal to my life, but I'm sure we all have something similar. And I just want you to take the next few moments to think about your mental house. Maybe it's the thoughts that we're saying to ourselves. Maybe it's the way that we're starting our morning, or maybe it's the way that we let conversations affect us from other people. But what is one simple thing that you could do today to start cleaning out your mental house? And just take the next few moments to breathe in and out at a pace that feels good to you, and just contemplate and ponder that thought of mental cleaning. And if you have brought something to mind, I would invite you today to share that with someone else. Knowing how vibrations can go out into the world, and if we set an intention to do something, a really great way to bring that into our lives is to share it with someone. So even if you needed to send me a message afterwards and let me know, or just telling someone today what you're going to do to clean out your mental house. The second part I wanted to touch on with that affirmation is where she speaks of being thrilled to be in this moment because she has never been here before. And I think of the state that our world is in, and it can often be looked at as a negative situation. But is there the possibility of being thrilled, excited to where we stand in the world right in this moment? And we look at the day with excitement and joy because we will never be in this place again. And from here, let's draw our hands into heart center. We use this as a symbol of gratitude. And as we bring our meditation to a close, I would invite you to take a few moments here to pause in gratitude for the moments that we live in, for being here right now together, and for whatever the rest of the day holds for you. You're more than welcome to keep the eyes closed, just taking nice slow breaths in through the nose and out of the nose. Go ahead and flutter those eyes open. And from my heart to yours, I am so grateful to have spent these few minutes with you today. Thank you for being here. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.